we're doing this for Devout.
Mm.
How long has it been since we've actually recorded a show? You know what? Seriously, I was
It's been a
before we were
while.
set up. It's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks, and
Yep.
we're gonna get to the whole kind of like your time off and everything. But seriously, I was like setting things up, and I was like, shit, man, how does this? I was forgetting where to put stuff and wires and lights and all this sort of stuff. But you know what? It's great to be back on the airwaves. We're doing episode 153. And yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff to get through.
Yeah.
There's some trailers that we want to speak about. We've got a Ryan Reynolds movie that we're going to be speaking about. And if we've got time, we're going to chuck in a hidden gem. And but before we do any of that sort of stuff, about, I just want to ask you, what is the movie scene like out in Ghana, man? Like, what kind of big movies are out over there?
The movie scene out in Ghana. It's more. It's more Nigeria with Nollywood. Ghana, I have
Oh
to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah,
There
yeah,
isn't
yeah. I've heard
really
of it.
much of a movie scene there that I know of.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I mean, people love movies. They're just too
Mm.
busy working, hustling to actually sit
Yeah,
down and
man.
enjoy them. And when they do sit down and enjoy them, they watch Nigerian movies. So it is what it is.
Okay.
But they do like Marvel. My cousins and stuff, they like Marvel in Ghana. So
Yeah.
Marvel definitely has carried across over the Atlantic into Ghana. So yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
with the whole Nollywood thing,
Mm.
they there's a lot of those movies are on. You can find them on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Actually, since even there's been a big boost. I think with the Black Lives Matter movement, especially from last year, 2020, there's a big boost of Nollywood and just lots of other black content on Netflix and other streaming services. So yeah, it's good. It's cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And so listen, look, it's great to have you back on the show, and it's great that we're doing this. So, like I said
Yep.
before, we're going to be bringing you a great show for you today. So keep it locked with us. Before we do anything else, let's do some shout outs. Devout, who we shouting out?
Cool. So we've got 4 shout outs this week, all from Instagram. So go and check out our Instagram at TheFlixters. First one goes out to Paul Montague. He responded to a post that we put out in response to the Eternals trailer that we're going to talk about a bit
Mm,
later. And Paul Montague said, "Wow, the trailer looks crazy." And he's
yeah.
also questioning if we made a comment that maybe Galactus might show up in
Mm.
Eternals, and he said, if the devourer, I haven't said the word, the devourer of worlds
Devourer of
is
worlds.
included in Eternals, that could be crazy, which I think
Oh
could
man.
happen. He could be, he could be one of the what they call it again, one of the Celestials. So maybe Galactus,
Yeah.
could be a Celestial. So we'll have to wait and see. But Paul Montague, he believes that could happen. Next, we've got
Big
Bath
shout out.
79. He also responded to the Eternals and the Spider Man trailer that we're going to talk about later.
We're
He
going to
can't
speak
wait for
about that.
Spider Man. Bath 79 loves his Marvel, loves his DC. He knows about films. Cloud Watcher Uno again in response to Spider Man. He can't wait. He reckons Spider Man Far From Home and Doctor Strange is just going to, turn the MCU upside down. So it's
Yeah.
just going to be crazy. Zakroff again, our very own Zakroff. Zakroff, you can hear us. We're talking to you. You better come on the show real soon. We're waiting
On
for
the
you.
show.
And he's been sending out some hidden gems. And also, he's been responding to all the Marvel news as well. So, yeah, there's our shout outs.
Exactly, brilliant. We love it when you shout. When you kind of connect with us, and we love shouting you
Yeah.
out, guys. So remember, follow us on Instagram and check out the stuff that we put out on there, and we're always on there. So listen, let's move on to movie news and Deval. So CinemaCon, just remind me again, what is CinemaCon? Obviously, we've got Comic Con, and this
Yep.
whole big thing, annual thing. But CinemaCon is what? Is that specifically for Warner Brothers, or is it like for all studios?
Yeah, CinemaCon is there's a lots of studios show their movies and stuff there. It's just like a bit of a I don't know. I don't want to say poor man's version of like Comic Con, because CinemaCon still focuses on movies and stuff like that. But Comic Con, I guess, is more for the die-hard, comic book sort of, stuff. Whereas
Yeah.
CinemaCon will show other movies and stuff like that. So the news is that Matrix, the fourth Matrix that's going to come out next year, is now going to be called Matrix Resurrections, and
Mm.
footage was shown or will be shown at Comic Con, sorry, CinemaCon.
CinemaCon, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, footage was shown at CinemaCon, and so far people have said it looks great from what they've seen, which is just a snippet. So we can only imagine what Neo, what Trinity, and all the rest of them are getting up to in the fourth Matrix movie.
I read.
Can you
I
imagine?
read. You can't get any of this footage, unfortunately. So I tried looking to see if there was kind of maybe someone, recorded it or something. But they probably had those people. They take their mobile phones and stuff.
Yeah.
But basically, from what I gathered, is Neo. He doesn't remember anything from the other Matrix movies. He sees
What?
Trinity, and they have like some sort of a connection. And he gets handed like
That's
a
it.
pill or something. Yeah, man. He's he basically needs to be
Forgot.
rebooted. He's forgotten or something,
I
and
said you got to
something needs
back
to
up your
jog.
shit, man. People, back up your
Exactly.
shit. Hard drive in the cloud, whatever. Otherwise, you'd be like Neo, 3 films, and after you just forgot. Like,
Forgot.
huh? What
Exactly.
happened again?
And that's not the only thing, Deval. They actually had footage from the Batman on there as well. And
Oh
if you go
shit.
online, yes, they had some footage from the Batman. So if you go online, you can
Mm,
go check that out and read about it.
mm.
Unfortunately, you can't see any footage, but yeah, go check it out and
So
read about it.
CinemaCon, I think it's Warner Brothers, isn't it? I think CinemaCon is
And
linked to Warner Brothers.
maybe,
I think that's what
maybe.
it could be. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe. All right, now let's switch over now to Marvel, and we've got a couple of
Yep.
Marvel bits that we want to kind of let you know of. So, Black Panther Part Two, Wakanda Forever. What's happening with this? This obviously filming's going ahead, but
Yep.
there's been some sort of kind of like, did they stop production because of this injury?
Yeah, there was an unfortunate injury, not too serious, but serious enough that Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri in Black Panther, had to be taken to hospital just to check her over, do the once over, health
Yeah,
and safety. But she was injured on set doing some minor stunts, and she just hurt herself a little bit. So that's why she had to take a trip to the hospital. But yeah, so far, yeah. So as you can see, Black Panther 2 has started filming, and there have been some on-set photos revealed. The photos haven't shown too much. I think they were based in Boston, in America, and the images show Denai Guerrera, who plays Okoye, and then Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri, just out in the street. Letitia Wright she's actually wearing purple, which could be a really significant color because purple
hmm,
tends to be the energy sort of color that is emanated from the vibranium, that usually is around Black Panther's suit and stuff like
right.
that. So perhaps she's got that power, so that's why she's wearing purple. So yeah, could be. Yeah, you know what? Whatever it is, I know it's going to be great. So I can't wait
It's
for
going
it.
to be great. It's going to be a big movie. And remember, folks, 8th of July, 2022, that
Yeah.
movie's coming out. But listen, this next piece of news might be news to you.
Mm.
Um, so listen, we know that Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. He's not. I don't think he's going to come back to the MCU. Deval. I mean,
I
what are the
don't think
chances
so.
of that happening?
No, I don't think so.
We don't think so,
He
right?
shouldn't.
So, yeah, because the stakes. Then what were the whole stakes of the blip and everything? But
Exactly.
listen,
You
look,
know, we like steaks, isn't it? So
yeah.
you know.
So the question that a lot of people have been asking is, well, what's going to happen to the Iron Man character? No, you got to bring
mm.
Iron Man back. But check this out: the Marvel character Riri Williams,
Mm.
a character from the comic books.
Yeah.
Deval, maybe didn't hear this, but check this out. They've already cast Riri Williams, an actress called Dominique Thorne, and
Mm.
we are maybe going to be seeing her in the Black Panther 2 movie.
That okay. That could be interesting. That could be
I
interesting.
know.
Her and Shuri could get spectacular together. Get all the
Yeah.
tech going on. Yeah, that could be interesting.
So
Maybe
listen,
she
the
she might
blurb.
come from Wakanda then. Maybe she comes from Wakanda and then she
Oh
sort of
yes.
takes on the powers. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she's definitely going to have they're going to have the tech to give her. But check this out. So it
Mm.
says over here, so Riri Williams, or Ironheart. So before she goes on to star in her own Disney Plus exclusive
Ooh.
series, she is going to be appearing in Black Panther
Mm.
Part 2. And if
Mm.
you go on Twitter, there was a picture taken on the 25th of August, and
Yeah.
it's a picture of her.
Or maybe that's why they go to Boston in America because they go to look for someone who's got the brains, and they go to America to look for Riri Williams. Man,
Well, there you go.
it's all happening.
There
It's all
you
happening.
go.
It's all happening.
It's all going to be happening. And another thing that's going to be happening is involving Anthony Mackie. Deval. You've probably heard about
Mm.
this. I mean, I
Yep.
kind of sent you the message on this like maybe about a week ago or something.
Yep.
But yeah, what do you reckon? Anthony Mackie, he's going to be back. We know he's carrying on the mantle of Captain America, and they've
Yeah.
kind of announced that he's going to be the new. He's going to be in the new Captain America movie. He's going to be he is Captain America. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a massive surprise. We saw it was heading this way. It's just
Yeah.
nice to see it confirmed. And actually, they are make. I guess let's see what they call it. Captain America, what, for example? Then
Mm.
let's see what they call the new title. That might give us an idea as to what kind of story we could be, looking forward to. But yeah, he so far, I'm still. Don't get me wrong, Captain America. He's one of my favorite Avengers. So I got a thing for him, But I like Anthony Mackie's Falcon, as Captain America. But yeah, man, I don't know, just something
Yeah,
about
I
the
know what you
original
mean.
Cap that just,
I know
oof,
exactly what you mean. It's like they've got to take it. I know there's and like the thing is, right? People are still asking the question, like, where is Captain America?
yeah.
Did he die?
No, he's chilling. He's chilling somewhere. He ain't dead yet.
He's there somewhere, isn't he? So
He's chilling.
maybe they can pull him back. Who knows? Maybe
Mm.
like a version of him they can pull him back. But listen, Captain America, expect that happening over the next couple of years. And remember, Anti Mackie. Let's hope Bucky Barnes is going to be in there as well. Sebastian Stan, because obviously they're really really good.
Yeah.
Now, let's speak about Doctor Strange Part Two.
Mm,
We
mm,
need to
mm,
speak
mm,
about Doctor Strange
mm,
Part Two
mm,
because
mm, mm,
Stephen Strange appears in the
mm.
new Spider-Man trailer, which we're gonna speak about. But
Yeah.
what's the connection there with the X-Men, Deval? Come on, dish this one.
Man, Doctor Strange likes to, surround himself with people of that similar ilk, doctors and, professors and,
Yep.
all those kinds of people. So what we're hearing is that, in Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, that it is the multiverse and full of madness. So why not
Yep.
throw in perhaps Professor Xavier from the X-Men? And it could even be the very same Patrick Stewart version as well. We're hearing that this could be happening. We're not sure how much of the film he could be involved in. Could be a little snippet. It could be anything. But the fact that if we get to see that, that will be crazy. That would be almost like when we saw Quicksilver in One Division. It's
Mm.
linking up the different franchises. So I think we could see something similar as that. Be
Oh
good.
man, it's gonna be.
Mm,
I mean, because how are they gonna kind of introduce the mutants? Are they gonna do it
mm.
through the Eternals, or are they gonna be
Yeah,
doing it through the kind of multiverse? Like, what would you? I mean, what
a
do you
bit
make
of
of that?
both. A bit of both.
A
One
bit of
follows the
both.
other. The film that follows, ooh, what is it? Okay, after Eternals in November, okay, Spider Man, and then after
Spider
that, I
Man.
can't remember if it's Love and Thunder or if it's
If it's
Multiverse of
Doctor Strange
Madness.
too.
Yeah, I'm not sure which
Okay,
one, but either way, I mean, it's
good
the
point.
next year. Yeah, the next year. Do you know how
We'll
good
know.
we got it in the next year? We got Shang-Chi, we got Eternals, we got Spider Man. Also, don't forget we got Morbius. Don't forget we got Venom. Let There Be
Venom,
Carnage, Love and Thunder, Multiverse of Madness, Wakanda. Don't forget the Disney
Miss
Plus
Marvel,
shows, Miss Marvels. Yeah, I forgot about that. The Marvels,
the
Disney Plus
Marvels.
shows, Hawkeye. We got Hulk. We got oh, hmm, mate.
Man,
Yeah,
listen, it's packed out. It's packed out. And listen,
mate.
that's 2022. That is
Yeah,
2022. But Deval, here's a question: what are you doing on April the 7th, 2023?
April the 7th, 2023.
What are you doing?
I'm either going to be watching Blade or Fantastic Four. No,
Well, listen, yeah,
I don't know.
no, well, you're gonna add another movie. You're gonna be watching
Okay.
Fast and Furious 10
Oh.
because they they've actually listen. They've just put it out there. They've said, listen,
Yeah.
April the 7th, 2023, Fast and Furious Part 10.
Mm.
So I mean, yeah, it's still
Okay.
a long while away, and obviously that date can change and everything. But
Mm.
yeah, put it in your diaries, folks. Fast and
Yeah.
Furious Part 10, and then remember maybe a year or a couple of years later after that they're going to be doing
11. Mm.
11 or maybe no because we know that they're doing them back to back so it might just
Yeah.
be kind of
The,
like
might be
a
the
year
year
later.
after, I reckon. Yeah.
Exactly. So so Fast and Furious Part 10, that's definitely coming. They're working on that. That's going to be coming out in 2023. And finally, I just want to
Mm.
mention this. How long have we been speaking about or have we been kind of had this at the back of our heads
Oh,
about Lord of the Rings?
gosh.
It's one of the biggest TV shows in the history of TV shows. They've spent
Yeah.
so much money on this,
More than
and
Game of Thrones,
now
yeah? Damn.
the Lord of the Rings. What did I say? Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings?
No, you said Lord of the Rings, but I mean, this Lord of the Rings show is going to be even bigger than Game of Thrones, as in budget wise.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
crazy.
man. the amount, and not only that, they've kind of greenlit, I think, like the second and third season, or you
Oh
know,
my
whatever it is.
gosh!
But
Wow.
the release date, man, this is what we were all kind of like waiting for, which is the release date for Amazon Prime.
Mm.
When are we actually going to be seeing this?
Okay.
So Friday the 2nd of
Mhm.
September,
Mhm.
2022.
Okay. So pretty much a
A
year
year's time.
in a year's time, pretty much.
In
Mm.
in a
A
year's
year's
time, man.
time. Yeah.
So we've still got kind of like sneak peeks, trailers, and all that
Mm.
shit to kind of like go through. But listen, the film has been wrapped up in nearby New Zealand, and the interesting thing about this was, I'm not sure if you heard about this, they couldn't strike a deal with the New Zealand government to film the second season there. So what they did was
Oh,
they shifted production to the UK. So the second season of Lord of the
yeah.
Rings is going to be filmed in the UK.
Oh, it won't look the same. They'll have to put in more special effects. You know.
Yeah, they're gonna, because remember, Lord of the Rings is like New Zealand is the home of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. 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 Maybe they wanted too much money, and the production company said, "We
Yeah,
can't do that." Yeah.
exactly. They
It's a
said
shame.
like, no, you shall not pass. That's what they said. All right, listen. So that's your
Ah,
movie news, folks. Remember, keep it locked with the Flixters. We're going to be bringing you loads of movie news
mhm.
as the movie releases keep coming. We're going to be chucking in some movie news for you. But before we do any of that, let's speak about this on Boxset Watchers. If you haven't been watching the Disney Plus shows, come on. They've got The Mandalorian. They've got
Yeah.
like WandaVision. There's Loki. Oh my gosh, there's so
Yeah.
much. And add to that, Devel, Marvel's What If.
Hmm.
You know, man, this is just
I've got a confession to make there. I've only seen one episode because I
you know
couldn't
what?
get it while I was in Ghana. So I've only seen the Peggy one,
I've
the
only seen
first
the
one.
first episode as
Is it?
well. I've only
Okay.
seen the first episode.
Ah.
How great that
Yeah.
this is, that they're doing this, like the
Mm.
multiverse, and it's all connected to Loki as well, and like
Hmm.
it's all been kind of opened up, and different characters, different actors are playing different characters who you think they might be playing, but they're actually
Yeah.
not. But the one thing, Deval, I just want to quickly mention Jeffrey Wright.
Mm.
He plays the Watcher,
Mm.
and
Uatu the Watcher.
yeah, exactly. You've spoken about him on the show as well, and like he can't he can't get involved, can he?
He can't intervene. Yeah, he can't
He
intervene.
can't
He can only
intervene.
observe and record.
So what's the difference between him and the Eternals? Because they can't intervene either.
Yeah, the Eternals were told, I believe, that they were to come on Earth and just, chill out and only intervene if there was a threat from the deviants. Whereas the Watcher
Ah,
won't intervene for anyone. If anyone's on your ass, the Watcher's is going to chill out,
he'll
eat his
just
popcorn, and
yeah.
watch.
Okay, yeah, exactly. But yeah, a lot of people are saying Jeffrey Wright. If they have a live action version of the
Mm.
Watcher, like make him be kind of like
Oh yeah.
he's
Oh
got to
yeah,
be the
yeah. I
Watcher.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but check it out. Yeah, so we've seen like the Agent Carter one, Captain Carter, wherever it is, and that's really good. And
Mm.
we're gonna catch up on episodes 2 and
I
3.
heard
But
episode
yeah,
two
go
is
check it out.
really good. I heard episode
Yeah,
two with T'Challa as Star Lord. I heard it's
as
really
Star
good.
Lord.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
need to
and
see it. I need to
it's
see it.
actually Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
his
yeah,
actual
yeah,
voice.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So go check it out. That's on Disney Plus.
yeah.
And now let's move on to trailers. Deval, oh,
Two massive trailers: Spider-Man,
take it
No
away,
Way
man.
Home, and Eternals. I mean, come on. First trailer. Go check out our YouTube channel. It's on there. It's got millions of views on the Marvel channel, not on ours. But yeah, we watched that trailer many times. First
Yeah,
day it came out, it literally broke the internet. I
yeah,
mean, just to sort of lay the groundwork of the trailer, from what we see, obviously from Spider-Man Far From Home, we saw that Peter Parker's identity was revealed by Mysterio. So everyone in New York, everyone in the world knows who Peter Parker really is, Spider-Man. So it seems like he's got a bit of an issue, and he basically wants the world to forget that he is Spider-Man, so he can keep
mm,
doing his thing undercover. So him and Doctor Strange are pals. They save the world together. So he goes to Doctor Strange, who we think actually is Doctor Strange, but some people are saying maybe someone
yeah,
else. And
yes, yeah.
Doctor
I'm gonna
Strange
get to that.
helps to conjure up a spell to make the world forget. Even that alone, I'm thinking Doctor Strange shouldn't really be doing stuff like that.
That's
That's not really
risky.
responsible, is it? Anyway, he does it. Peter Parker's messing up with the spell, and it all goes, tits up. And it
Yeah,
seems like the multiverse is cracked, and we're getting Doctor Ock from the Tobey Maguire universe. We're getting the Hobgoblin or the Green Goblin, I should say, from Tobey
Yeah.
Maguire. Electro from Andrew Garfield is involved. It looks like a madness is going on. From
Yeah.
what I've seen in the trailer, it seems like we've got like I said, we've got Doc Ock, we've got Green Goblin,
Yeah.
Sandman, I believe, is involved.
Yeah.
Electro's involved. I think someone said the Rhino might be there as well.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
There could be all kinds of
The Lizard
characters that
Man
are
or
all
something.
linked to the Sinister Six. So, and I think also the other Spider-Man might be there too, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. So we could have a little group of Spider-Men. Maybe we might get Spider Gwen too. Who knows? There could be
Yeah.
other Spider people involved. So this is going to be a madness, a total madness, and I cannot wait.
This looks crazy, and it's happening this year, folks. It's going to be
Yeah,
this year. Now, let me just kind of like go back to what you just said, Deval, about it being all risky.
yeah,
That seems out of character, doesn't it,
yeah,
for Doctor Strange to do that? He wouldn't even give the Time Stone to Tony Stark.
yeah. He was really, yeah, it's true. I think
You
it's
know,
got to be someone else. Some people are saying it's
Mephisto.
Mephisto's involved, or I don't know, someone else. Just I don't know, something else. Someone else is involved in doing that. And I think there's some sort of thing where the spell is almost like a wish, because he said he wishes. So it's almost like whatever his wishes are going to come true. And I think he might have wished somewhere along the line, I wish it was more than why am I wish I had a I wish there was other Spider-Man or something. I don't know. I wish I wasn't alone, or he's probably said something that meant his wishes of other Spider-Men have come, and also with those Spider-Men come the enemies. That's
Come
just
their
what I'm
enemies.
thinking. It could be something along those lines, but also from the
Yeah.
comics, there's a is it One More Day? What's the comic with Doctor Strange where he makes the world forget? I think it could be called One More Day or something. It's actually no. There's one in the comic where there's an evil Doctor
That's
Strange
it.
and good Doctor Strange, and there's that's why maybe this Doctor Strange has done that because he's the
Might
evil
not
one.
be
I'm
the
not
real Doctor
sure
Strange.
why
Yeah.
that's the case. We'll find out. But this Spider Man's going to be good. I reckon this Spider Man could be one of the best trilogies of any movie.
Yeah,
Homecoming was
man.
great. Far From Home was better. If this is
Yeah.
excellent, crazy, crazy.
They've done it. They've home run, home run. And the thing is, there's a line, there's a kind of storyline from the comic books. I was reading up with this, where Peter Parker
Mm,
makes a deal with Mephisto. He
yep,
there's something he asks for something,
yeah,
and they could kind of borrow from that, and they could kind of
yes,
change it up
yes,
a
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
But why is Bleecker Street the kind of the sanctum sanctorium? Why was it in snow?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I do not know why that is. I do not know. And Wong said
It's
to him,
just
"Don't do the spell," and he left.
yeah, and he
People are
winks
saying
at
he
him.
left to go to the Shang-Chi tournament or something. But I don't know.
Oh,
I do not know
exactly.
actually.
We're gonna have to wait and find out. Listen, we've got
Mm.
like about 4 months, and it's coming out on December the 17th.
Oh,
And
what a
I'm,
Christmas
I'm
present!
pretty sure there's gonna be yeah, I know there's gonna be probably be more leaks. But listen, before we all go Spidey, let's go Eternals because Deval,
Mm.
that trailer came out as well, and we saw a whole load, loads more. Now here's my question. Jon Snow is in this, and
Yeah,
the other one's in it as well. But Jon Snow, does he have superpowers?
yeah. His knight. His character's called Black Knight, isn't it? I think something like that. He's
Right,
got this
Moon. No, it's not
sword.
Moon Knight, is it? No, no.
No, Moon Knight's a TV show that Oscar
Right.
Isaac's going to be in. But this one, he's meant to be Black Knight or something. He's supposed to derive from like King Arthur or something, and have a sword that is, I think
Okay.
that derives from Excalibur or something like that. And the sword does have power properties, which also translate to the person holding the sword. I
Yeah.
believe he's able to use the sword to travel, either teleport or something like that. But yeah, he's going to be more than human, Jon Snow's character. And then Rob Stark's character is
That's
obviously
it.
one of the Eternals, and he's got Superman kind of powers, all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, this Eternals trailer, it looks like again Marvel are using this to really open up a new dimension, a new direction of where Marvel are telling their stories, because they're
Yeah.
talking, they're really talking closely and openly about celestials. They're talking
Mm.
about celestials that we know of in the past that have come to planets and just demolished the planets. And that's why I said this celestial could be Galactus, because who do we know goes around demolishing planets,
Yeah,
Galactus.
exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
so we know the Celestials derive, or the Eternals derive from celestial experiments. They also are linked to, Thanos and deviants. It all ties in, but then it also explains why the Eternals were chilling on Earth and not getting involved when it came to Endgame. Because they were told don't intervene unless there's deviants, and now deviants are coming to Earth because they've got
yeah,
a week left before the, what do they call it, the reckoning or whatever it is.
right.
And it's looking like it could be a really good film. It could be a
No,
good
but hang
film.
on, isn't Thanos? Isn't he a deviant though?
He's a deviant. He derives from, yeah. So on Titan, when the Celestials did their experiments and stuff like that, they created Eternals and also deviants, who are I guess the evil version of the Eternals.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they all were created sort of there, and Thanos is a deviant. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're all linked. They're all linked.
I want to kind of, get the explanation of what they were doing during the whole snap. Like, what happened?
Yeah, I think they were chilling in plain sight, just doing
Yeah,
their thing.
just
Yeah,
doing the thing,
chilling.
right? So we're gonna find out about that. That's gonna be in November,
Yeah,
and before that, obviously we've got Shang-Chi, and
yeah.
we'll be watching that within like a week or a couple of weeks, whatever. It opens up over here on the 2nd of September, Deval.
Same here. Friday, I'm going to be watching that. So our next show, we're going to be
Yeah,
talking about that a lot. So be ready for
we're
that,
going to be
guys.
speaking about that. So, and that's obviously going to then lead up to, all the other stuff. But
Yeah,
listen, go check out those trailers. Go check out What If, and let us know what you think. Get in touch with us on Instagram, like I've said before. Now, on Anniversary Corner, we've got a movie from 15 years ago.
yep.
This is from 2006. Think back to what you're doing in 2006, folks. But this is called Bloody Mary. And yeah, Devout, it's got a kind of a link to one of the movies that we're going to be speaking about later on. But
Yeah.
Bloody Mary, I mean, yeah, you can think of the drink. You can think, hey, can I have a Bloody Mary? Which I've
Yeah,
never had,
definitely.
by the way. I've
Me
never
too.
in my
Yeah,
life
yeah.
had a
Me
Bloody
too.
Mary.
No.
Exactly. But Bloody Mary is is it like an old, what? No, what is it? It's an old nursery rhyme or something, but it's a whole witch's tale,
Yeah.
isn't it? Or something.
Yeah. It's like a I don't know what they call it, a legend or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this horror film from 2006, like you said. It's got a 3.4 on IMDb. It's not highly rated. It's
Yeah.
chosen for a reason because many of the aspects in this film relate to Candyman. In this
Mhm.
film, the way you invoke this evil is in the mirror and by saying the name of this spirit, which I'm not even going to say because I'm scared. So, so I'm scared. It's funny, black people are scared. In horror films, we don't usually last, but even in real
It's
life,
so
yeah.
funny, isn't it?
Even
Yeah.
in real life, I ain't give it. I ain't messing around. Even in Candyman, there's a bit, yeah, where the main star. I'm digressing. The main star
Yeah.
is going around the house looking for someone, and she goes to a bit where there's a door, and she opens it.
Yeah.
It goes down to the basement. She opens the door. She looks, and she's like, mm-mm. And she
Nah.
closes the door. She's not going in there. But in other films, they'll open the door and be like, what's down
Oh, what's
here?
down there? Oh, yeah, let's go
She's just
check
like,
and
mm-mm.
see.
And I laughed. And no one else got it in the cinema, but I laughed and I knew exactly why they put that in there. I knew it because, nah, we ain't
Because the
going down
the
there.
natural
Exactly.
reaction
Mm-mm.
is,
She
why
just
are
went,
you going to go down a basement?
mm-mm, and closed it. She doesn't care if the person's down there or not. She ain't going down. But yeah, this film here, Bloody Mary, shit film, but it links in with Candyman. That's it. Bob's your uncle. Watch it if you want. Don't watch it if you don't want.
Exactly. So this was great because that kind of like leaves us enough space,
Yeah.
time to speak about the next movie that we're going to be speaking about. Now, this is, for some reason, I don't know why, Deval, but I always thought that this was going to be a Netflix movie, and then I was like,
Mm,
okay, this is turning up on Netflix, but no, they've actually gone for the whole theatrical release and everything. So it's
yeah.
been released worldwide. This is called Freeguy.
Mm.
Ryan Reynolds, and the guy from Stranger Things. I always forget his
Yeah,
name.
yeah. I don't know his name, but he's got like that
I don't know his
Hollywood
name.
hair, the kind
He's
of
got the
David
hair,
Hasselhoff
like
hair, 80s, isn't it?
exactly. But he always has the same hairstyle, which is like
Yeah,
crazy. Taika Waititi's in this, and he
yeah,
plays kind of like the villain.
yeah.
And listen,
Jodie Comer as well, the girl from Killing Eve. Do you know how good of an actress she is? She can do any accent
accent.
like that. She's
I
crazy,
know she's really,
crazy.
really good.
Yeah, crazy.
Um, and one thing, I was watching this movie, and I was like, shit, this reminds me of like um like the Truman Show. It
Yeah,
reminds
yeah,
me
yeah.
of those movies where, like, there's a character who doesn't know that he's a character within something
Yes,
bigger.
yes, yes, yes,
And
yes,
this
yeah,
is
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what this movie is about, right? So this
yeah,
is Ryan Reynolds. He plays a guy called Guy, funny enough,
yeah.
and he doesn't know it, but he's a character in a game called Free City.
Mm,
So people in the real world, they are playing obviously characters, and it's like kind of like Grand Theft Auto, that kind of a game where you
yeah,
go
yeah,
in,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
rob
yeah,
banks, and shoot
yeah.
people up and stuff like that.
That's a good
And
comparison.
yeah, exactly. So he kind of Ryan Reynolds is a character within this game. So he wakes up every single day, the same day, every single
Mm,
time, says exactly the same thing. And in the movie, he's called an NPC, which is a
mm,
non-playable character.
mm.
But then something weird happens. He starts to deviate from his role.
Yeah.
He starts like doing shit, and then when you kind of watch the movie, you realize he's actually thinking for himself. So
Mm,
yeah, it was an interesting movie. I had a good time watching it. Actually, to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting anything major from it.
yeah.
I really did have a big smile on my face, though, Deval. This is going to be a bit of a spoiler. Towards the end of the movie, Ryan
Mm,
Reynolds is fighting Ryan Reynolds,
yeah. That's my
and
favorite. That was my favorite bit. I know you're
that I
gonna
love
say.
favorite. So Ryan
Yeah,
Reynolds. I'm going to spoil this a little bit. I'm really sorry,
yeah.
but Ryan Reynolds fights Ryan Reynolds, and in games where you kind of quickly got to kind of like maybe have like a gun that you've
Choose your
got a special
weapons and
gun
all
that
that.
you use, choose
Yeah,
your
yeah,
weapon or whatever.
yeah,
He chooses Captain America's
yeah,
shield. They had the music, everything.
yeah,
So he used the shield, but there was a cameo from
yeah,
Captain America.
yeah. Because Captain
That was
America,
brilliant.
well, Chris Evans actually,
Well, Chris
he's
Evans,
because
yeah,
people that are playing the game, obviously, just like in real life, you're here in real life, you're hooked onto a laptop or phone, and you're watching the game. So it comes out of it, and you see Chris Evans on his phone watching it, and the guy gets Ryan Reynolds' character gets a shield out. The person punches the shield, and then you see what shield it is. The music comes on, and
yeah.
Chris Evans is like, "What the shit?" and like that was a wicked scene. But yeah, I mean
Yeah,
the whole film, it's got a 7.6 on IMDb, which is really
yeah,
high for a film like this. But the
I know.
concept, like you say, about what's it called? That's a Jim Carrey film called again. Uh,
Yeah, the Truman Show.
Truman Show, yeah, like that. But I think this film is it shows it goes a bit. Yeah, I mean, Truman Show is quite a deep film actually, so I can't even
Yeah,
lightly say it's not. But this film definitely does that, but in a more modern way, because we
yeah,
all play games and stuff like that. We all understand, and the way Ryan Reynolds' character obviously sort of comes to life. There's another word for it, but I can't think of it. But he becomes is it autonomous? Is that the word I'm looking
yeah.
for?
That's it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So he kind of just comes to life because there's a way something was programmed that only one thing can make him do that, and it
yeah,
just turns the whole game upside down. And like Jodie Comer's character is trying to find a certain program because her character so yeah, so Jodie Comer's character and then the guy from Stranger Things, they originally programmed that game or the program basically. Taika Waititi's character came and stole their program and used it to
yeah.
make another game, Free City. So yeah, so Jodie Comer's character is trying to get the code back so she can
The
prove
code. Yeah,
their game was stolen. So that's why she's in there and trying to sort of find stuff and it's just a really interesting film.
mm,
I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't think
yeah.
I would that much, but I really enjoyed it. There was cameos galore. You know, The Rock was in it.
What?
I didn't know that. I only found out afterwards. The Rock was in it. Who else? I think the guy from
Oh,
obviously the guy
Channing
from
Channing Tatum. Yeah, he's
Channing.
in it.
He was wicked in it.
Yeah,
Channing
I
Tatum
know.
was wicked. When I first saw him, actually, I thought he was the guy from Winter Soldier. You know, the French guy, George St. Clair,
Oh my God.
Batroc. I
That's
thought it was him for a
exactly
second.
what I
I
thought.
was
And
like,
I had to do
who's
a
this?
double check. I was like, is that Channing
Yeah,
Tatum? No, it can't be.
yeah,
That's Batroc.
yeah. That's what I thought. But yeah, he was good in it, really good. And
Yeah.
then it showed his character looked all cool and buff and whatever. But the person controlling him was
In
some
real
nerdy
life,
guy
it's like some
in which is
nerd.
in real
Oh,
life. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
and also he had a YouTube channel because he wanted. It's mad. It
It's
was so.
crazy.
It's literally this film is so on point. It's so modern,
Yeah.
but the themes are really deep as well. So do you know what? If you can see Free Guy, I
Yeah.
would really
Watch it.
recommend it. Just like
It's
Amar
definitely
saying,
worth
it's a
watching it.
good film. You won't expect it, but Free Guy is a good film. It's a
Yeah.
good film.
It's got kind of like elements of there was a Steven Spielberg one called Ready Player One. Do you remember
Oh
that one?
yes, yeah,
And that one had a lot
yeah,
of that movie had a lot of
yeah,
game references, but this one is kind of
mm,
like you know, Ryan Reynolds characters are kind of like a awakening, like you know,
Yeah,
this whole
yeah,
kind of artificial intelligence thinking for itself, thinking
yeah.
for itself and everything. But yeah, man, like I said before, I
Mm.
didn't have like high expectations, and I was like, yeah, man, it was an enjoyable movie. It's definitely one to watch in the cinema
Do you know
because
who
of the
else was in it as
sound and
well?
explosions.
There's a guy in the alley that Jodie Comer bought some
The one
map
with the
from or
mask.
something. Yeah, that was Wolverine. That was Hugh Jackman. That was Hugh Jackman.
Because
Did you
they're
know Hugh
bloody
Jackman and Ryan
mates.
Reynolds are always up to stuff in it? Yeah, so there's cameos galore in this. Honestly, you got to do an internet search and you'll find out who else was in it. But yeah, this was a deep film. It was good. It was good. It's good. Go
Yeah,
watch it.
yeah. Go watch it.
Yeah,
It's called Free Guy, and
yeah,
it'll be out in your local cinema, wherever you
yeah,
are, wherever you
yeah.
listen to this. All right, okay. So let's speak about Candyman. So Deval went out and watched this one. So I haven't seen this, but Deval, you can go ahead and speak about it, no problem. And just remind everyone,
Mm.
what's the history with Candyman? Because is this a reboot, remake, or
Really
what's
good
going on?
question. I'm glad you asked that. I actually watched the original Candyman years ago. I don't remember it.
Yeah, I
So I
know.
actually had to watch it again on the plane. I don't have my phone. I watched it on the plane on the way to Ghana, so it's fresh
Nice.
in my mind. First
Yeah.
one came out in 1992. So next
Damn.
year, that'd be 30 years. And this one here, believe it or not, so the history of the Candyman is that a man from 18 something
Yeah.
was he was accused of falling in love with a white lady. He's a black man, 18
Yeah.
something. You know how shit was then.
Yeah.
Ain't much changed, but I'm just joking. But he gets accused of falling in love with a white lady, having a relationship. The men find out, and they
The slave
basically,
owners, basically.
yeah, and they kind of they beat him, like really beat him, and they cut off his arm, his hand, and they stick a hook in it, lace him with a bee with a honey, and let the bees
Yeah.
sting him, and then they set him on fire. That's how the Candyman was originally. Sort of that's how he came out, and then his spirit, I guess, he came back for revenge and kept start killing people and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the 1992 film. This film, it starts off. I mean, you got director Naya DaCosta, who's going to be
Yeah.
directing the Marvels. We've got the star Yahya Abdul Mateen, the second,
Yeah.
who we're going to see in Matrix
Matrix.
4. Tayona Paris is in it. We're going to see her in the Marvels too. They're the two
Yeah.
main stars. Jordan Peele's behind this as well. He wrote it and produced it. But yeah, this one here actually follows on from that Candyman film in 1992.
Oh.
So they're in the same sort of area. It's not directly linked as you may think from the get go, but as the film goes on, you realize literally this film is so linked. I don't want to spoil
Ah.
it too much, but there are characters from the first film that you see in this film.
Right.
Characters
Right.
that you
Right.
thought
Okay.
in the first film were basically nobodies, but
Secondary
in this
characters.
film, they've got a big, big part. And then
Ah.
also in this film, so the premise of this film is that yeah, Abdul Mateen's character Tiana Paris, they're in a relationship. He's an artist, she's an art dealer or something like that, and he's trying to find his passion. He finds his passion by going to the projects and finding out about Candyman. He starts to paint Candyman. Obviously, he gets in too deep, and there's a moment where he says it through 5 times in the mirror. Obviously, big mistake. Shouldn't have done that. And then obviously Candyman starts coming out and killing people and stuff.
Yeah.
And more people say his name, and there's more killings. The killings are
Oh
really
shit.
Candyman in this is a next level to the Candyman we saw before. This one here,
Is
whew,
it?
yeah,
Oh my
and it's a different
gosh.
actor as well. It's a different actor. This one here, he's way more spiritual, way more gruesome, and
Okay.
even actually the original film was quite gruesome too. But in this
He
one, you
was,
see it a
yeah,
bit
he was
more.
scary as
Yeah, but
hell,
this one
that
here, he's
guy.
got a lot more powers. He floats around. You don't even see him. He pretty much float around and or fly, if you want to say that.
Uh,
But this one here, yeah. So uh, it's linked really, really well. It's linked really, really well. The characters that you don't think are that much involved in the first one, they come out in this
yeah.
one, and they are some of the main players. And also in this one, we find out that Candyman, the reason why he got his name Candyman was actually from the 80s or so, when a man that had a hook in his hand used to give kids candy, and just so happened he had a hook in his hand. He gave kids
Okay.
candy, and one day one of the candy one a young girl opened up candy, had blade in it, and she cut herself, and they
Uh-uh.
thought it was his candy. but it turned out it wasn't. But by then, they'd already caught him and beat him to death. But he was innocent because 2 weeks later, more candy came out with blades in it.
Right, okay.
So then he by then he turned into another Candyman. Over the years, from 18 something, over the years, they showed us that there's been different Candymen that have been, tortured and beaten for things that they didn't really do. But it's like the spirit carries on. The spirit of Candyman has carried on in those people to get revenge. And this part of the story is spoken about a little bit, but at the end of the film, there's a bit of an animation. Really good, man. At the end of the film, there's an animation that actually visually shows you what someone said in the film, and it shows you the first Candyman. It shows you the story of real life shit. So there was a story of the youngest boy in America who was put on death row. He was executed. He was a teenager, and they showed that story. They integrate it into the Candyman sort of mythology, and they show him on the electric chair. I think he was like 15 or something. I can't remember, or even younger. And it shows I think Emmett Till. I think Emmett Till is showed in it. So they sort of weave the story of brutality, police, and stuff like that into, because the original Candyman, that story is a story of brutality. He fell in love with a white lady who was beaten to death and killed and all that. It just happened over time. And you got the police shooting people and stuff like that. That's also weaved into it. So the film is a horror film. Don't get me wrong. It's horror, all that kind of mythical stuff. But they do weave in real life,
politics.
Exactly. They weave it in quite well. Jordan Peele and Nia DaCosta, who wrote the story, they weave it in really well. And you see some of these things happen in the film, and you know why it's put in there. So it's a good film actually. I did like it. It was scary in the right places. The acting was good. Had a couple of funny moments and stuff. Like I mentioned before, with the not going down to the basement. But it was a decent film. It's a decent film, and there probably could be a sequel. Whether they will make one, I'm not sure. But
because I was gonna ask you that. Is there gonna be a sequel? But listen, when you kind of come to a Jordan Peele movie, and obviously from Get Out and Us, and you kind of. I think there is that kind of expectation where he's going to make an entertaining movie, or he's going to write an entertaining movie, whatever, but there's also going to be like this message behind it, right? There's going to be some sort of kind of
social commentary message, social
commentary and stuff like that, which is brilliant because it's not just a reboot or a remake just for the sake of a reboot.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, man, definitely. I definitely want to watch this. It's out over here. And, in terms of kind of like, do you reckon this is going to do really well in the box office because of, I know like obviously pandemic and whatnot.
Yeah, I think
is this the type of movie that would do well?
It should do, because I think word of mouth will spread it as well. And it was genuinely a good film. It wasn't shit by any standards. It wasn't like obviously mind boggling, but it was a good 7 or so for me. For a horror film, that's quite good. So yeah, I think it should do okay. It should do okay, I think.
All right.
It would have been maybe better if it came out around Halloween. It could have been better, perhaps, but it could be okay, I think.
All right. Well, listen, that's 2 movies definitely on the recommend list. Definitely on that should be on your watch list. Go check them out. Again, let us know if you do see these movies. Let us know what you think. Get in touch with us, on Instagram at TheFlixters, on Twitter or whatever, on Facebook. And we can speak about it on next week's show. Tava, have we got time for a hidden gem?
Maybe next week. Yeah, maybe next week we'll talk about that one.
Exactly.
That's a jam-packed show today. They got a lot today. You guys got a lot. Can't complain. Got a lot.
Exactly. And listen, remember, we're going to be easing into it. Remember, Shang-Chi, we're going to be speaking about that. We're going to be speaking about the Green Knight. There's loads of stuff.
From the Black Knight to the Green Knight.
Exactly. But listen, not only that, there's movies on Netflix that we haven't even spoken about. Beckett, this stuff. There's like the Jason Momoa movie that we've got to speak about.
Sweet Girl. Man, listen, there's a lot going on. There's a lot.
Loads going on. So remember, keep it locked with the Flixters. Remember, we're not going away anywhere. We're always going to be there. And keep it locked. Right, Deval, brilliant.
Cool.
Hope you have a good one. And we'll do this again next week.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just pop in the Flixters podcast.